Okay, so now you've got contracted and you're ready to actually get to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you step by step with the help from my friend Cedric, the leader of the Legacy Smart Group, how we do the one call close. And a couple of things that are important is I want you to consider your tonality because I want you to put yourself in the place of if you were an administrator working at your doctor's office, your lawyer's office, your real estate office. Would you call and say, "Hi, John, my name's Damien"? No, that's not how they're going to sound. And you can't come across as a salesman either. So I want you to notice that my tonality is way down. And I want you to notice that I add a couple of stutter steps in my speech pattern because I need to sound like a human. Okay. Now I'm going to pretend I'm calling Cedric, and he is not going to be easy on me because I want you to feel what the call is like. And I'm also going to put a couple of videos of actual calls that have taken place. So, Cedric, if you're ready, I'm about to sell you insurance.
All right, let's do it.
Ring.
Hello?
Cedric.
Yes, who is this?
Hey, Cedric. My name's Damian Tackett. I'm the underwriting manager at the insurance office in Columbus. And it looks like we tried to send you out some information this past week, but I might have your address wrong. Are you still on Sycamore Street, Cedric?
Yeah, I didn't understand. You're calling from where?
Yeah, I'm calling from the insurance processing office in Columbus, and I'm trying to get you out that information packet, and I sent it to 123 Sycamore. That's still your address, right?
Yeah, that's my address.
Huh. That's really strange. And Cedric, I apologize. We dropped the ball somewhere. What I was getting was the information about the state regulated final expense insurance you were looking into. Uh, and it looks like it's been a while now, and I apologize. Have you talked to anyone in my office yet, or am I the first guy?
No, nobody's called me. I'm not sure when I did that.
Yeah, and man, I'll tell you, since this whole pandemic thing, it feels like I'm always 3 months behind. But don't worry, I'm the manager. I'm going to get this taken care of right now. When you put in that request a couple of months back, Cedric, were you looking to cover yourself, or was it you and someone else?
I really don't know. It's been some time. That I don't even remember what the numbers were, but I don't have any. Yeah.
Okay. No, no, no. I get it. And like I said, we dropped the ball, and I apologize. So when you're thinking about yourself, do you have final expense coverage for yourself now, or were you looking to maybe increase it or get a better price? What do you think you would have been looking to do?
Right now, I'm today I need something. I mean, I just trying to get something cheap.
Sure. No, I got you. Aren't we all? Price of eggs are $5 a gallon, and heating oil is all the way up to $6 a gallon. It's a crazy time. I can't remember ever seeing it like this.
A lot of money. I just filled up my gas tank.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I just hope that things are going to get better. All right, Cedric. So the way these state regulated programs work, and I'm a broker with the state, what they are is they don't require me to send you to your doctor, and I'm not going to have to send anybody to do any kind of medical tests. But what I do is a basic medical underwriting interview. I'm going to ask you some health questions. I'm going to ask you what kind of meds you take and see if you're qualified for one of these state regulated programs. And if they are, see if it's something that fits in your budget. Okay. So, Cedric, when you think about yourself, if you had to rate your health on a scale of 1 to 10, one is you can't put on your own clothes, and 10, you're ready to run a marathon, where would you be?
Ready to put on my clothes? Um, Shoot, I think I'm in fairly good health.
Okay. Have you ever had any big issues like a diagnosis of cancer, stroke, anything like that?
No, just diabetes.
Yeah, talk to me about that. How long have you been a diabetic?
About 2 years. I just got done poking myself before you call.
Yeah, what's your blood sugar?
I haven't been to the doctor in a while.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Did they prescribe something like gabapentin or something like that to help you treat it?
Yes.
Okay. What did they just prescribe for you?
The gabapentin, I gotta go. I gotta go check my pills. It's something that everybody either.
Metformin? Metformin?
Yes, that right
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. That's very common, especially once we start getting a little bit older and a little bit fluffier. And I have a love affair with cheeseburgers, man. So I'll tell you, I'm right there with you. I've been diabetic for quite a while. All right. So have you had any complications from the diabetes, like with your eyes or in your feet and your legs? Any issues like that?
No, not lately. I got it under control.
Good. Good for you. Do you smoke cigarettes?
No,
Good man. Good man. What's your height, Cedric?
I'm just about five. I used to be 6 feet, but now I'm 5'11".
5'11". No, I hear you. We shrink, right? I shrink because I've been married for 22 years and my wife keeps hitting me with stuff. So that's why I shrunk.
We might know have the same. That might be related. The wives.
Gotcha. Who am I kidding? You know how I asked you if you, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 you couldn't dress yourself and 10 you were an athlete? Yeah, I'm like a 1 without her. I wouldn't be able to get out during the day if I didn't have her. All
Got
right.
you. I'm more like a 7.
Well, there you go. All right. So, do you have any other major medical issues that you can think of that I should know about that will help me do this?
Now, what about I got asthma, but I don't use the inhaler.
All right. So, you have asthma, you were diagnosed, but you don't use an inhaler, but you have it as emergency type situation. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes. About 10 years ago, I got diagnosed.
All right, I gotcha.
Probably
Now,
this weather.
the diagnosis, was it asthma or was it COPD?
Maybe I should say bronchitis. To be
Bronchitis.
honest with you.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. All right. And can you think of anything else, Cedric, that I should know?
No, no, nothing really.
Okay. So, side note, this is the point where I start collecting some personal information. I'm going to verify the street address, verify the birth dates, verify the phone number, email address. For time, I'm not going to do that now. But now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn and start to figure out is why. Okay. So, I have a pretty good idea of your health situation. And you said you just need something cheap and you're married. So, I'm guessing that you want to make sure that if something happens to you, your wife is taken care of, right?
Yes, definitely my kids.
I gotcha. How many kids do you have?
3.
3? All right. What are their names?
Uh, Cameron,
Mm-hmm.
Elijah,
Mm-hmm.
and Livia.
Olivia. Well, that's awesome, man. My daughter's middle name is Olivia. Ann Olivia. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool. All right. Cedric, this cell phone or this phone we're talking on, is it your cell or is it a landline?
This my cell. This my cell.
All
How
right.
much longer do you think we'll be?
Oh, not long at all. All right. So
Oh,
what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run you through the medical database, Cedric. And what it's going to do is it's going to verify everything that we talked about. And it's going to let me get a good look into your medical history.
is it
So,
gonna run my credit?
no, I'm not touching your credit if you don't touch mine. Okay.
Okay, sound like a plan.
So at this point, I would have already collected his social, but I'm going to show you right now that process. He's going to give me grief about it, and I'm going to show you how to come back and fix that. All right, Cedric, I ran all of your medical information bureau and everything looks fine. It looks like I have a pre-approval for you. I'm just going to go ahead and continue that search and see what works best. You said your email address is cedric@gmail.com, right?
Yes.
All right. And I had your street address right, 123 Hicks Sycamore Street.
Yep. I don't remember giving that up though, but yeah.
That's when you put in the request. All right. And your beneficiaries, I have your 3 children and your wife. Is there anybody else you need to add to that?
No.
Okay. All right. And what's your social?
You know, uh, Mr. Damien, I just met you. I don't know about giving up my social over the phone like that.
No,
I
I
mean,
get you.
we just now meeting each other.
I
You really
understand.
need it? Can you hook me up without it?
I understand. And you know, if I owned the insurance company, I would, but all of our medical records are all tied to your social security. And in order to write you insurance, I actually have to validate who you are and verify that. So no, I get your concern. What's your social?
Even even though you got my address, I would
Yes.
think that y'all had it already.
No, I get you, but for your security, it that doesn't travel with your records. What's your social?
111
All right, so I'm going to
one
stop there.
one.
So when you
Yep.
start to ask for the social, if you make it weird, they make it weird. So the thing is, I keep very monotone. And what's your social? And 98% of the time, no one gives me a problem with that. Now, I wanted Cedric to, so he did. So if you get that, Phil felt found. I understand how you feel, and you know if there was a way around it, I'd do it. But all of your records are connected to it. What's your social? You come back, and your re-ask is as monotone as the first time. And if they fight you again, you ask again. I understand what you're saying. Other people have said it. What's your social? It's all about keeping your tonality low because you can't have even an ounce of anxiousness. As soon as you have an ounce of anxiousness in your voice, you've made it weird. Your client's done. Now I'm going to turn to the ask part. All right, Cedric. So, yeah, you do qualify. The MIB looks good, and I have a few different options. It looks like for $10,000 of coverage with a $10,000 accidental rider, that means 10,000 if you die of a natural cause, and an extra 10 if your wife pushes you down the stairs in an accident, so we won't tell her. You're looking at $32 a month. For 20,000, you're looking at 42 a month. And for 30,000, you're looking at 72 a month. You're the only one that knows your budget. So which one works best for you?
What was the one above 30?
It's 20,000 and it's $42 a month.
Yeah, that I mean I can for the budget and I like that. Well, I can do 40.
Okay, I gotcha. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and process the full application. And that means I'm going to ask you questions I know the answer to. But I just want to make sure I do this right the first time because if I mess up, that means those three kids and the wife don't get this money if you pass away. So I
Do I
take it
gotta pay
very
for this right
serious.
now?
Well, not necessarily right now. I am going to set it up and I'm going to pick a date of the month that's good for you and your budget. So you're in control of this, Cedric. Now I'm turning back into the things that I need for the application. You would have already picked the product on the final expense toolkit. And it's going to show you, and we'll talk about that later, but it's going to show you prices and options from your client. If you get to a point where you have somebody that you don't know where they fit on the medical history, that's when you're going to send me a text or you're going to send another leader a text and they can guide you. But remember, we're closing this right now on the phone unless the client is in traction or actively skydiving. This is a one call close. Now I'm going to move into the banking information and he's going to give me trouble again, but I'm going to show you a really cool trick. Okay, Cedric. So we got this set up. It's $20,000 worth of coverage. The payment's $42 a month. Thinking about your budget and when your income comes in, what day of the month is best for you?
Really like the 15th of the month. That's when my check come in.
No, I got you. All right. So what's going to happen is we're going to bind this, and within 24 to 72 hours, the policy will be in effect. The first payment's going to come out within that time. You'll see it, and that's good because you'll know the policy's active. And I've said it that on every 15th, you're going to get your next bill. So what bank do you use, Cedric?
I use Navy Federal.
All right, now watch this. This is key, very important. He told me his bank. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to search Navy Federal routing number. And I'm going to have it before I come back with the big question. Okay, let me just see if I can find you. And you're typing on your computer, you're acting like you're busy when you're really just sitting inside ready to explode because you're about to get the sale if you don't screw up. But here we are. Okay, Cedric, I have your information and I want to verify that this is correct. Your routing number is 000-425-6389, right?
Yeah, how'd you get that? Man, you're pretty sharp.
Technology is wonderful and everything's all interconnected. Okay. So that is the correct routing number, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What's the account number?
You just took my social, man. I feel like I'm giving my life away to you. Yeah, I told you I was married. I'm not trying to get married twice.
I'm sure your wife's a lot cuter than me, unless you like old bald guys. But hey, you never know. It's the 2022s, right? No, I get it. But the way that this works is the information you never want to give out is your credit or debit card, because that's dangerous. But the information on your bottom of the check, it's meant to be given out. I mean, just think about it. You give it to the Girl Scouts for the cookies, you give it to the lawn man to cut your grass. This isn't information that can hurt you. What can hurt you are your debit cards. What's the account number?
Well, I was thinking I was just gonna give you my debit card and I could just pay like that. You can't use that.
We can, but it's really the method of last resort, and I'll tell you why. There's fees attached to you oftentimes with the usage of debit cards. It's easier for a debit card to get lost or stolen. And then what happens if you have to change the number, you forget to get a hold of us, the insurance lapses, you pass away, and then on the worst day of your wife and children's life, your insurance isn't enforced, and you just made terrible even more terrible. So your banking account is the best way to do it. What's your account number?
All right, give me 1 second.
Take your time, man. You're the most important person I talked to today.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm going to
Are you
stop right there. So again, like the social, keep your voice calm, keep it low, keep it monotone. Don't show a bit of excitement. Don't act like you care, because as soon as this client thinks that I have something to directly gain from taking his account information, you're done. And it's going to be very, very hard to save it. Now, if since you're fortunate enough to be working with us, if your client freaks out on the banking, then you can say, I totally understand. Let me transfer you to my manager. We'll take care of it that way. And then it would transfer to myself or another leader. We'll get the information and save your sale. But if you're doing this on your own, keep your voice calm. If they give you a problem with that, because sometimes they will, come back in, acknowledge their feelings, and in the same monotone, re-ask, so what's your bank account? And the key is you already have the routing, which makes them feel more comfortable. So at this point, I've wrapped up the call. He's sold, he's committed, he knows where it's going to come. And after that, it's just talking him through the details. And this is where you make a friend. You explain you're going to follow up. You explain that the policy is going to go into effect. You explain that if something happens, I'm your first point of contact. You explain that if they ever have a time, and this is important, if they ever have a time that they need to reduce the amount of their premium, to call you. And if they ever have a time they want to increase the amount of premium, to call you. These are keys. This is where you take a client on the phone and keep them as a client for life. And our job is to serve our client for life. So that concludes the video. Cedric, you're the man. You did great. You didn't give me near as much of a hard time as I thought you would.
I really wanted to, but you were gonna get the sale anyway.
Oh, I'd have got you. I no doubt in my mind. But again, this is Cedric. He is the leader of the Legacy Smart Group, and they are very fortunate to have him. A retired military, fantastic work ethic. And before he convinced me about coming on to this IMO, I was this close to convincing him. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon. Cedric, you're the man.